So welcome back, everyone. We're live now. We weren't before, and this is going to be serious. So I want everybody to listen up to what I am going to talk about right now with Solar Sandy, who I have here with me. But we've been talking before the show, and there's a lot going on that you need to hear about, listen about. Please stop everything you're doing. I don't care what it is, and listen. This is super, super important. We're live on Facebook now, so you people out there too, listen up.
This is one of the most important shows people could hear at this particular time of year on a very important subject, Carol, that I've been talking for almost 6 years about. And let's start off with
what I want to do is talk about something that I've heard now, okay?
Yeah.
Most solar companies are trying to scam people out there, but you're different, way different. And that's what and you know what, people, listen, I for 1 second. There are a plethora of different reviews that are coming in more and more and more, and Sandy is here. It's not about just to say, hey, you gotta call me because I'm, whatever. But Sandy she is your advocate. She is here to help save you from getting hurt. You had your daughter,
Absolutely.
You said, who also
my daughter almost got scammed, taken advantage of by a bad solar company. And right now, everyone, I want you to listen carefully. There is a lot of them out there because there's the tax advantages and there's a rate increase coming up. And because we've been home more this year due to COVID, and it is a hotter summer than it was last, when somebody knocks on your door, emails you, phone calls you incessantly, you start going, maybe we should look at this because, this sounds good. But if it's done incorrectly, if it's not done by a good company with the wrong products and the wrong materials, and it is not done correctly, it could bode very, very poorly for you. It almost happened to my daughter, and that is why I'm sitting here today. My whole intention my daughter was the one who convinced me to get into this space. I didn't wake up one day and say, I want to go and do solar panels. I wasn't able to help my daughter and pay monetarily. I wasn't able to monetarily pay her power bill. And I stumbled across solar actually by accident. I just had Googled how to lower an electric bill. And the reason that solar looked appealing to me for my daughter and my son-in-law's home was there was no money out of pocket to get started saving, and she had a significant power bill, and it was going up again at the end of August. So A, no money out of pocket. B, it was going to be producing those kilowatts that she was buying from the power company, and for that matter, never paying off the power company, Carol. There's no ROI on the power company, and you're never going to pay off the power company. So the reason this became attractive to me to help my daughter and my son-in-law research was A, it was going to produce her power, and so she would be paying less. She would never experience a rate increase ever again. It would lock in her power rates, and it would increase the value of her home if they ever moved a year, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. It transferred over just like the power bill would transfer, but it increased the value of her home. So all these things looked very, very advantageous, and they do. But if it's done incorrectly, it could be your worst nightmare.
What I love is that we have some of these reviews that I want to get people to hear.
Thank you,
because
Carol.
they're amazing. So here's one of them. You could not ask for a better person than Sandy to guide you through your solar needs. From the initial contact to the helpful emails to assist you with getting the most out of your system is above and beyond what you would get from another company. The gourmet coffee baskets at Christmas was an unexpected and special gift that we appreciated more than words can express. But I want to say I'm here to say it. I mean, because I've known you now for 6 years. You came on my show 6 years ago. This is Solar Sandy in a nutshell. And what it is that Solar Sandy is on this mission, it isn't about making money.
No.
I mean, we make money, but when you really are helping people and you see what you do,
I want
it's
to
amazing.
put more money in my homeowners and my family's pocket than I do in mine. This is going to be the second biggest expense. Your electricity, your power that you're consuming and paying for, APS, SRP, is the second biggest expense that your family's budget will incur over a lifetime. Literally, I wanna help you cut that in half, and actually additionally with tax credits and the benefits available to you, I will show you how to have APS contributing for part of your solar panel investment. Producing your power, PYOP, produce your own power, paying less for it, locking in that cost. There's a significant rate increase coming, Carol, and I predicted the one, you remember on the show, 2016, I predicted the one in 2017 and the one in 2018. You literally had to field calls from people that were very angry and disturbed of what I was saying.
People get angry and disturbed, and not only do people, the companies, our electric companies are mad because you know what?
I'm exposing them.
Yeah, and you're helping people save money on a bill that they already pay way too much money for. You also have this campaign, but I'm going to bring it up, but I want to get out your information too.
Yes.
In between all of this. Pick up the phone. Give her a call. It's 623-850-8229. You could go up on her website. It's asksolarsandy.com. Fill out the kilowatt worksheet. That's the easiest and best thing to do. Start there. If you're having a little trouble, it's very simple to do, but if you're having trouble, there's always somebody there that can answer the phone and will walk you through it. If you've heard Solar Sandy before, still give her a call. Look at so much changes in this industry. And if you haven't, give her a call. That number is 623-850-8229. So you have a campaign for accountability. What's that all about?
So Carol, like I said, it all started with my daughter and making sure my daughter is not, and I don't use this word loosely, scammed by a solar company. There's a lot of these companies out there because we don't understand how our power bills work and how solar panels work, and it's basically if it's done incorrectly with not the right number of panels, not on the right rate plan, and a few other secret sauce ingredients that I've thrown into the mix, you could be ending up paying more for your electricity. We've had a couple of guests on the show previously that were taken advantage of by other companies. Do you remember?
There was a guy that came in and he was very upset because he had already gone solar, if I remember, and you were trying to help him.
And I did. And then there's another one, the gal who she's a registered nurse, as I'm a retired nurse, and I've helped her. I mean, she ended up signing something, not really understanding it, and now in the summer months she's paying $200 and $300 and $400 bills on top of panel payment. So with Solar Sandy, we are going to eliminate an APS bill altogether. They're going to be zero. Month 1, month 2, month 12. At the end of the year, you're going to get a check back from APS to contribute to your solar panel payment. So if you get a $600 check, it's as if APS is paying $50 of your solar panel payment. Instead of this year, everyone listen to me very carefully. There's a significant rate increase. They say it's not going to happen until December. They usually cite it in September or October. APS knows that we are staying home more, using more electricity, and it's a hotter summer. They will not wait till December when it starts to cool off. That rate increase is coming, and it's going to be a very significant one. They put news channels, it was 8% increase is what we can expect. I have called them out several times on when they say these numbers, they're not usually accurate, as they were not accurate in 2016, 2017, or 2018. And again, people, a kilowatt is a kilowatt, whether you're getting it from APS, SRP, or producing it on your own roof. The only difference is producing it on your own roof is going to cost you far less than continuing to pay more for that kilowatt that SRP and APS is delivering to you.
Here's the thing too, when you go to a doctor, you don't just go to the doctor and
Absolutely.
all you have to do is pick up the phone and give her a call. Don't just go with
It's
somebody.
my pleasure. It's my pleasure to do that,
And
Carol.
if you're in the right direction, then you're in the right direction. But if you're not, wouldn't it be great? First of all, she's going to teach you how to read your bill. And everybody should, because now when you learn how to do that, first of all, your eyes will open. But number one, that's where they're going to put that little that thing in there. They're not going to knock on your door and call you and go, listen, next month, get prepared. That's not how it works. Give her a call. Her phone number is 623-850-8229. Go to asksolarsandy.com. She's completely different than anyone else. So we're going to still talk because we are live on Facebook right now. And I want you to kind of go and talk a little bit about what you want to say to the people that are watching us right
So
here.
today, I really want people to know that There is never a question that you can't call and ask, ask of me. My whole thing was when I started with my daughter's home, and then I helped 14 of our neighbors. This is ringing in my mind as I sit here and speak, because it's almost 9 years ago. My daughter said, "Mom, if we, John and I, almost got fooled by the disinformation because it looked so good, I wonder how many other people are getting this disinformation and just going for it because out of desperation, or it sounds really good and makes it all come, reasonable. You're paying this for your electricity, now you're not."
I think what people also need to understand about you, Solar Sandy, is that you don't work for a solar company.
No.
And I think that's what makes you different right there.
Yeah.
Not everything about you, there's a lot of different about you, but right there for the fact that she is her own entity, she wants to first help you. It's all about that first. Finding out
Education,
what she can do.
yeah.
Each house is going to be different that you work
Educating
with.
people, Carol, that is the number one key thing. It's why my radio shows with you starting out 6 years ago is so important to me. I have families today. I had a family last week that have literally been listening to me and you for over 5 years. They just moved into their first home, beautiful family, Ken and his wife and his beautiful 3 children. He said, "Sandy, we could not wait to move into our house to have you over." I was so,
I gotta say that when we get back online.
I was
Is that
so
okay?
I was so
How
humbled.
cool.
I was so humbled and so, really honored.
But I think when people, gosh, anybody that could get to know you, and I have had the pleasure to be able to get to know you for a long time now, and I've never met anybody, well, a few people, but not as passionate, and it's all about what can I learn more so that I can pass that on
the knowledge and
to the
information, yeah.
public.
Yes.
And I'm going to say that too, if that's okay
Yes,
with you. I want to
absolutely,
repeat
Carol.
those things
Absolutely, Carol, because it's important to me. I don't come from a sales and marketing background. I come from that I am a mother and a grandmother and a retired registered nurse, that I want people to really understand this. And you can read that again, but there was one of the reviews that said there's no high pressured sales tactics here, and there isn't.
So we're back, and we're still live on Facebook, and we've been talking a serious subject, and it doesn't matter. I don't care. You heard her a million times. I have too, but I love listening to her. And I just said this at the break. 2 things was, one, first of all, thank you. You had mentioned that you had a customer that has been listening to you for 5 years, and they said that they couldn't wait to be moving into their home, their new home, in order to have you come in and do this for them. And I think whoever that, I forgot the name that you
His
said.
name is Brett P.
Well, thank you so much.
No,
Brett.
Ken. That was Ken. It was Ken. I'm looking for Brett P's. He was just so. I was so humbled and so honored. He said, "Sandy," he said, and I don't like even referring to myself. He says, "I feel like I have a celebrity." I'm going, no. I'm just an advocate.
You and me both.
And an expert in helping my families, my prospective solar families, saving the most and achieving the maximum savings and benefits of making this wise decision. No money out of pocket, producing your own power, PYOP. PYOP is so important, guys. There's no ROI on paying the power company. You'll never pay the power company off. Whereas this, there's no money out of pocket to get started. It's going to increase the value of your home, lock in your rates, and now you can live this comfortably and affordably in your own home and do your laundry whenever you want.
So shouldn't you be able to, right?
Exactly.
You should
It's your
have to
home.
live
This
like
is the only product, good, and service, Carol, you think about it. There is no other product, goods, or service that dictates how comfortably or uncomfortably, affordably or unaffordably we live in our own home due to the power company's rates and the rates continuing to increase.
Other thing that I want you to know about Solar Sandy, and I'm sure you've heard me say it before, but it's important for you to hear these things over and over and over again. Solar Sandy does not work for a solar company. Solar Sandy is her own entity. But what she does is she learns as much as she can to pass on that information that she learns to educate you people out there to know that you're doing the right thing. Whatever it is that you do, if you're working with somebody right now, give her a call and have her just go in there and see what she can do.
I want to bring this to your attention. This is my standard operating procedure. I follow your bills for an entire year to ensure that everything that I've told you is true and accurate and correct. Candy, as we have just had solar going now for 10 months and love it, especially the service that Solar Sandy provided right from the very beginning. Sandy and her staff were informative and helpful in working with us to understand how our demand manager works with our home and the power company. Even 10 months later, they had seen a spike on our demand and they called us to make sure our demand manager is working properly and advised us of any adjustments to get the most out of our producing our own power. We are very grateful for Solar Sandy.
Right, and because these are the things that people don't understand. When you go with another solar company, they're going to go and put those solar panels on there.
It's kind of wham bam solar panels
Exactly.
on your roof, ma'am. And I don't mean to be rude or crude or anything, but
it
it's
is kind of like that.
It's like as soon as those solar panels are up, you may never see or hear from that person again.
Right.
I follow my family's. Literally, Carol, it is my pleasure because I want to see them achieving their results. And if there's something that needs to be adjusted, we do. And sometimes it's maybe, the thermostat needs to be adjusted. Maybe
You want to see these pictures of Solar Sandy out there? I gotta just do it. I love these pictures. I mean, I know you can't see it on the radio, but you can on Facebook. And she just loves to help people. And listen, it's like anything else. When you do that and you start showing them what they're saving, and they are happy, it's what it's what you live for.
Speaking of making people happy, Carol, the special that I have to offer everyone listening is I have a program available to you today that is going to pay 6 months of your solar panel payments. That's right, 6 months with no solar panel payments. And for my APS families, that means 6 months of no APS bills and no solar panel payments. So essentially 6 months with no power bill at all. SRP people, I can get you as close. I'm actually got my formula that I'm almost getting my SRP families as close to a net zero bill as possible. And so 6 months of no solar panel payments, and that is running through till the end of August. I went to some of my people that I work with and I said, I want to help my Arizona families because this is hard times, Carol. There's some people that have been furloughed, some people being home more with their children. We are all facing some kind of, the COVID has affected us in some way, shape, or form. And so we are using more electricity. It is a hotter summer. So it is my pleasure to help as many families that are listening put more of their hard-earned money in their pocket versus the power companies, period.
It's a no obligation consultation to you. Her phone number 623-850-8229. AskSolarSandy.com. Go ahead and put up go up on the website, and all you have to do there is fill out that kilowatt worksheet. Here's another one, Solar Sandy. We were against going solar, but Sandy showed us in simple terms how to do it right. We don't have an electric or a solar bill. Our rates are not going to increase, and I'm able to take care of my household without worrying about off-peak hours, especially during the summer, and with a pool as well. Best decision we ever made. That's another one. We have one here that we also want to get out here too. This company has excellent service. That's Solar Sandy. They're talking about Solar Sandy here. Solar Sandy has excellent service. They really care about her customers, from the design to the installation. Sandy has been very professional and knowledgeable. They will even monitor your electric bill to check if you are getting the most out of your solar panels and make adjustments if necessary. Their families are very pleased with everything, and they're so excited that they got working with you and now through the final product.
Absolutely. And listen up, everyone. I know we're in August now. I mean, literally a day before August. But this one's important because a lot of the other solar companies are like, oh no, you can't get zero bills and you're not going to get money back from APS. Very professional. I was very pleased with Solar Sandy. I appreciate how she walks you through everything. My wife and I are very excited. We just got our installment check January 10th, 2020. So they got their check from APS, and it was well over, I think it was $600 and something dollars. My average family is going to get somewhere between $600 and $1,200 back. Think about it, folks. That is as if APS is paying $50 to $100 of your solar panel investment rather than paying APS $50 or $100 more this year for the same electricity. Your bill that's going to go up, now APS is paying you to produce your own power.
So I bet you that everybody says the same thing, like this one here. This one here says excellent customer service, informative and thorough. Wish we had done this sooner, and recommend Ask Solar Sandy to everyone. Again, people out there, we know you're procrastinators. Please do not be. This is not the time to be, especially right now. You know, a lot of people out right now say, well, I'm going to call, let's say Cox, I'm going to call these companies so I can see if I can lower my bills, right? Why wouldn't you want to do that with your own home? Produce your own power.
Pay less for it,
which is all what it's about. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Carol, it's so important for anybody just joining us that hasn't heard the first part of the show. Significant rate increase coming with APS. They say, definitely before December, it's going to happen in 2020. But I predict APS is going to slide it in right around the end of September, possibly October. So anybody who's listening,
great timing, right before the holidays.
Exactly. And if you're on the equal plan employment, I've talked about this before. If you're on the equal pay, the equalizer, if your equalizer is not where it should be, you could have a settle up amount at the end of the year. And I said this to one of my families earlier this year, and he said, Sandy, how did you know? We just got a notification that we owe $800 in addition to what we were paying monthly because they weren't paying enough on their equalizer. So a lot of people are like, oh, my equalizer hasn't gone up. I'm going to tell you, watch out for that, because APS is just very good at right at the end of the year, usually October, November, but definitely by December, you'll get your set-up amount, because if you're using more than what you're paying on equal pay, they will not let you go into another year. Let's not have you paying APS anything this year. Let's have APS paying you, and next year, and next year, and next year.
So what I think people need to understand too, with you, because you done so much math in your time, and you were sitting here trying to help your daughter, and when you came up with doing this, you came up with a formula. This is only Sandy's formula. Nobody else has this formula that you came up with, and it works so well within your daughter's community. Because she was like, well, everybody else wanted to get it, and then all of a sudden you decided, well, you know what, I should try and do this.
She said, Mom, there must be literally hundreds of thousands of
and
people
there
getting
is
wrong information. And so I said, one family, one household at a time, I'm going to educate, and I'm going to change the information or the disinformation out there about solar. And now, Carol, I have literally helped over 500 families go solar, but I've educated thousands by our radio shows. And going out and meeting with people, and maybe solar wasn't right for them. And I'll tell you this, if it's not the right time or solar is not right for you, I'm fine with that. I would rather you be better informed and educated so that when it is time for you, you know the right way versus the wrong way. I'm not going to take offense if you just say, well, we might be moving in 6 months, so this might not be our forever home. Not a problem. I look at that as you will now be educated and have great information, and if nothing else, I might make a recommendation on your rate plan or how you are consuming your power. I always try and leave my families that I go and meet with in a better educated position after I've left them before I came.
The phone number to call, it's 623-850-8229. If you get a doctor's second opinion, have a second opinion done also on your solar. Anybody that comes knocking on the door giving you a call, give her a call, because she's different than anybody else. And I know it for sure. That number to call is 623-850-8229. Go ahead, Solar.
I'm calling it the Campaign for Accountability. And Ask Solar Sandy is challenging people to understand the Campaign for Accountability. Solar needs to be done right, or it could be your worst nightmare. Call me to get the right information.
It's AskSolarSandy.com or 623-850-8229.
I didn't realize